Hello team, Army of Light, Earth Division. It's Shawna L. Francis, and today is March 28th, 2023. Welcome to my very first Army of Light, Earth Division weekly briefing. We made it. We made it. It's been a week, 6 days or whatever it has been. Thanks team for being here, for coming back, for waiting patiently, for supporting me, for supporting the entire Army of Light, Earth Division. Yeah, we've pivoted. This has been an incredible 6 days. You're just going to have to bear with me as I feel my way through this information and give you kind of the highlights, things I think you'll be interested in, things that you may find interesting or new. Maybe just to give you a feel for what's been happening this last week with me, with us, with the mission. It's been pretty amazing. It's been quite a roller coaster, as you can imagine. I want to first off say thank you everybody for donating for my newsletters. I've got, I think, 15, 16 months worth of donations for the newsletters. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I've been busy trying to get my website up and running with a facelift, re-architected how the videos are displayed on the site, yada, yada, yada. But that's in the works. We'll get the newsletter going as well. We also have merchandise in the works. Imagine Army of Light, Earth Division, t-shirts, sweatshirts, bags, mugs, whatever, what have you. So I've been working with Jess, I've hired her mainly as an assistant to help me with the website and to help me with all things marketing, just helping me keep up with everything. And she's going to help me with the newsletters, and we're going to get this merchandise going. So I'm so excited for that. Okay, this last week, really just to sum it up in a few bullet points, I would call this some non-linear experiences. So, not having to make a video every day with content, with words, like I have been for the last 6.5 months. It was kind of nice because it just allowed for these really kind of fluid, organic experiences with Melchizedek and these 3 lieutenants, Mantid, Max, and Racer, over this last 6 days. A lot of energy work with the team, a lot of energy work, a lot of interesting visuals that came with the energy work. Sorry. And the energy work really, they said, is preparing me, preparing us. Again, we're a collective, we're sharing this field for more information to come that may be challenging. So again, with Queen Elizabeth, they did the same kind of thing. It was like, Shawna, we're going to help prepare you for some information that may be just very difficult. So they had done all kinds of energy work. So it's the same thing for this next phase, keeping the vibrations high, moving to newer levels of vibration, them bringing me deeper into their world. We've really just barely gotten started with that. I started working out every day, just a little bit, first thing in the morning. I've been sore, even doing just the most beginning basic workouts here at home. Well, I hadn't really worked out. I bought this house and I moved in November, and it's been full steam ahead. And I mean, it's been since October, since I did an actual workout. So started this week. It was hard, but I'm finding that I have to do it every day or it just isn't going to happen. So half hour, 45 minutes each morning, eat breakfast, sit down, and I was spending 3 to 5 hours a day with the team. 3 to 5 hours a day with either Mantid, Max, and Racer or Melchizedek throughout the day. So in some ways, I've been a little, it's been nice to, again, not to have, the pressure of making a video every day, but I feel like I've been busier, busier with the workouts, with the extra time, with kind of this non-linear energy work that's going on. So it hasn't been very restful, I'll say that, but it has been incredibly fulfilling. I'm just going to kind of go through kind of day by day what happened, and I will get better at this. I've gone through I don't know, 4 or 5 different transcriptions. I've got channeling that I've recorded on my phone. I have stuff typed out. So it's just been a hodgepodge that I've been researching today in order to make this video for all of you. So bear with me. I'm going to get better at summarizing the information. But for now, I'm just going to kind of give you a day by day. We'll see how that goes. And this will evolve as the weeks go. And I get more acclimated to working this way with all of you and with them, of course. All right, so March 22nd was that next day after making my last video where they said, hey guys, we're pivoting here. It's a new phase. It's a whole new ball game. Okay. 3 hours of energy work with Melchizedek on that next day. And they said we were replenishing and recalibrating. And I'll just say, like, that energy work, and this often happens, team, when you go really up high in vibration. Usually there's some kind of a fallout there, because what that does is it shakes all the, whatever might be kind of hidden in your field, shadow type work up to the surface. And that was definitely happening for me after that first day. After kind of the March 21st transmission where I made my last video, then the next day, this replenishing and recalibrating, I was an emotional wreck. I was a mess. I was crying. I was trying to get a handle on who am I. It was feeling, more with everything that was coming at me, I was trying to figure out, does this feel more real or does it feel more surreal? Just like trying to get a grip on reality again. And, again, looking at my patterns, whenever I reach a new phase or enter a new part of my mission, I have this freak out phase, this freak out mode. That definitely happened again this last week. I hit my freak out mode. And I have a lot of love and support, and I've gotten a lot of email from all of you, spent a lot of time on the phone and around family as I could to kind of just process some of this here. But that was really the first day. There was really no talking. It was just energy work, and it was really quite beautiful. March 23rd, the next day. Basically, it was a lot more energy work, and they had also said, Shawna, we want to show you some things that are not going to make much sense to you. We want you to trust what you're seeing here and know that eventually this is going to make more sense. There's going to be a lot of information coming your way, Melchizedek said, and there will be time to integrate. They said it may feel a bit overwhelming and the mind may be struggling to understand and comprehend some of this, but that's all part of me letting go of control, being in the moment, trusting myself, trusting them, trusting the vibration. So opening up. So this is kind of how they set the stage, and it was a continuation of what they had said on the 21st. We're going into new territory here. We're preparing your field, preparing your subconscious for what's coming, bringing you further into our world. Again, feeling emotional. I was seeing, some information coming through about Antarctica of all places. Snow and wind and biting cold, and as we've learned here from Melchizedek, or was it the Galactic Federation of Light? It's been a few months, guys, but I made a video on this where they said that at each pole, the negative reptilians have bases, and this is where they have humans in captivity that they are harvesting for consumption. Awful stuff here. Grown in labs, raised, the fear energy, the whole bit. So I'm starting to learn a little bit more. Just we're touching on Antarctica, the poles this last week. I'm sure there's a lot more to come. All right, so that was done later that night. I pulled together my 3 lieutenants, Manted, Racer, and Max, and I kind of put them in the hot seat. And I was asking them questions. And I said to Racer, he's the 8D Arcturian, I said, why in the heck do I have access to an army of light in another dimension? I'm like, why do I need this? This is part of my freak out, like, oh, what is this? He said, Shawna, it's complicated. He said, there's a lot going on here, and we tell you as much as we feel that we can without jeopardizing what you're doing or hurting you emotionally, causing you any unnecessary strife or anxiety. So we calculatedly tell you what you need to know in terms of the plan, when you need to know it, and we realize that this requires an immense amount of trust on your end, and it must seem absolutely overwhelming to know that this, the Army of Light Galactic Division, is a necessary component to your mission. And just trying to fathom where, how, and why you would be calling upon this army. I'm like, yeah, exactly. So that was good to know. They assured me that I was loved unconditionally, that all of this was to support the mission, that I helped architect this plan, and they're helping me to support this plan that I've architected. Okay. March 24th, the next day here. Melchizedek came in with more energy work that had me just feeling like I was a brand new person. I was completely done and over any of the blubbering I was doing or just feeling distraught, crying and just wondering what the hell's going on. I came out of that energy work with them feeling just like back to unicorns and rainbows, feeling really light, feeling really open, feeling really loved. And I was just really feeling like, okay, I can do this. We've got this. Everything's perfect. Everything is divine. And I was also just getting a sense for, I want to really say yes, to whatever is coming my way. Like have it be a positive initial reaction to anything coming this way. And then there'd be questioning and, reconsidering and all that, but kind of leaning in with this positive outlook versus kind of like, oh no, here we go again, which is kind of what I was doing. So feeling so good, feeling like a new person after the 24th, much, much better. Along came March 25th. I was just letting the team know how I appreciated so much what they were doing to help me get through this, to support us. I talked a little bit about my channeling because I was really feeling how they were opening up my heart. And I was seeing some different visions and such. They talked about my channeling really being it's encompassing all of me. It's not just about the words coming through. They said, Melchizedek said, Shawna, you're able to capture the energy behind the words. This is also a major part of the transmission. It's beyond the words, Shawna. It's all of you. It's your entire field. It's physical, mental, emotional, all aspects of you, dear one, you bring to the table as you do this work. This has now become your life's work, they said. Yeah, my life's work. As of June of this year, it'll be 5 years since I first met my spirit guide that then triggered my awakening process. I'm coming up on 5 years here and just thinking about this. This is becoming my life's work. I mean, amazing. I'd have never, ever, ever have imagined this for myself, ever. I had just also noted on the 25th, I was seeing like more things that had to do with Antarctica, like being outside all bundled up and seeing a ship come up out of the snow, out of nowhere, and go straight up into the air, straight up out of view, and just thinking, oh my gosh, it was round, it was vibrating, it was kind of like a disc, lights, I could see this thing clearly rising up, so I'm getting all these interesting little glimpses. I think again, they're just trying to acclimate me more to the galactic side of the ascension, what's happening here. March 26th. Rainbows and unicorns, I had said, and I thanked them again for the energy work, and they said, we're restoring you back to your blueprint, that this is just such a dense existence here, but this high vibration, this is really where we should be at. but we've been suppressed. The negative reptilian influence, the energy that they are, you know, kind of keep, the energy level that they're trying to keep us at really does have an impact here. And so we are restoring you back to your blueprint, they said. And Melchizedek had also said, where we intend to take you, Shawna, no human has gone before. Where they intend to take me, no human has gone before. And of course, I'm taking all of you with me here. This is a group effort. So that kind of stuff's just blowing my mind. And they continue to blow my mind. And here's what they said. Shawna, imagine that this is you inside of a dream, inside of a dream. And we are all a part of your dream, they said. The basic structure and storyline of your dream was created by you before you went to sleep. You thought, what would it be like to experience this? What would it be like to know this? If I could create myself in this way, what would it be like if I could be anything in this dream? Who would I be? What would I be? Who do I want to surround me and support me in this dream? What do I stand for? What are my belief systems? What do I want to try on for size? What might I want to accomplish in this dream, they said. And you started from there, dear one. And your support team who surrounded you at this time of your architecting your dream rallied behind you to support you and all these things that you wanted this dream to be. And they gave you suggestions that made your dream even better, even more impactful than what you could have imagined. And they said, yes, we will support this. Let us give you the pieces to build this, Melchizedek said. This kind of stuff, I'm just not quite, I don't quite get it, but I will eventually, hopefully. And then I said to them, I said, Melchizedek, is this like this for everybody? We're all in a dream inside of a dream, architecting our dreams. And they said, yes, every person has had this experience. However, they said, most people will never awaken to this expanded view of their existence, this expanded understanding. Many will not perceive of themselves beyond their human body and their immediate experience, they said. They also added, Shawna, from this place of love, in this space where only love is real, all possibilities are present. Anything that you can conceive of is a real option. Anything is possible from this place. And my mind was kind of, wandering and, kind of coming in and out of this consciousness with them. Like I said, it was a bunch of non-linear experiences with Melchizedek. More linear with the lieutenants, but when I was with Melchizedek this last week, very different. And even the kinds of topics they're talking about, getting us to the next level. And this is where I had made a note that it's nice that I feel like I can let go and just allow these very fluid, organic experiences to happen, because I don't have to make a video each day with content, with words. So it just allows me to kind of relate to them differently. And again, kind of as my mind is wandering, I'm seeing very cold weather, wind, lab coats, people in lab coats, more ships, more Antarctica stuff. Melchizedek also said here, Shawna, we want you to be enjoying this part of your journey. We want you to be trusting yourself and us. We'd like you to take your time. We'd like this to be a very deep experience for you. It's well beyond words. It's well beyond what we say. There's encoding happening, communication beyond the realms. Yeah, finely tuning your energy field, raising your vibration higher and higher. And of course, Shawna, allowing the effects of that vibration increase to unfold as they may. As you know, Shawna, this is a process. We're taking all of you with us. I'm still trying to understand what this is all meaning, but there you have it. Okay. The same night, I sat down with Mantid, Max, and Racer to talk to them a little bit more about what the heck's going on. I said, Racer, I said, the Army of Light Galactic Division came up for me early on in my awakening, like within the first few months with Archangel Metatron. I said, I'm curious about the capabilities of this army. Why is this army here? What are our skill sets here? I said, I don't even really know what to ask, but can you please tell me more about this Army of Light? And he said, this is Racer. Thank you, Shawna. The Galactic Federation of Light has assembled this large body of beings, this group of beings, who basically have all raised their hands and said yes to a calling to assist humanity with the ascension. The Army of Light Galactic Division has only one thing, only one reason for being, and that is that they are assembled, Shawna, to serve your wishes. They're assembled to serve my wishes. Okay. I said, did I get that right? Basically, this is my army, and they are here to serve my wishes. They said, yes, this is correct, Shawna. I'm like, okay. And he said here, as I had mentioned previously, everyone here who said yes to this calling has something, some experience, or an inclination or desire around helping you emancipate negative reptilian energy from the planet. Okay. He said, we have beings from 90 different species, multiple dimensions, with a varied set of skills. I would estimate that there are about 1,000 beings in this army. 1,000 beings. I said, that's amazing. Oh my goodness. I said, I'm so thankful for this. I said, Racer, do you have any examples of ways that I could best utilize this army? And he said, Shawna, as you know, everything is energy. And the collective assembled here with a shared intention could be quite powerful. Basically, it would be best if you just considered that there's no limit to what you can ask the Army of Light to do. They are creative beings just as you are, just as I am. They are aligned to the light, aligned to love, wanting only the best possible outcome. Their collective intentions could never be used for harm, which is perfect because this is not how this war is being waged. Okay. And he continued here. He said, Shawna, think about a grand spotlight of high vibrational energy focused on a particular person, place, or thing, or group, or town, or assembly. Imagine Shawna using the force of the Army's collective intention to help you achieve any of your goals as it relates to emancipating negative reptilian energy. Imagine that they can support all of your tactics, all of your actions, and amplify that by 1,000. Shawna, using their collection intention for clarity or focus, for clearing out any confusion or debris in the field is also appropriate. Beautiful. I said, thank you so much, Racer. And I had also just asked, how might I best work with the 3 lieutenants? How do I work with the 3 of you? What's the best way to do this? And Max came in and answered. He says, well, this is new for you and it's new for us. Just assume, Shawna, that you can come to us with anything, just anything that may be on your mind. And Max said, Shawna, we watch everything that's unfolding around you. Your mission, the Galactic Federation of Light, the negative reptilians. We are keeping a pulse on so many things, he said. We have the big picture, and this is something that you don't necessarily have. This is one big area where we can be of service to you, helping you to understand the big picture, the various moving pieces, other tactics and strategies that are being employed now or will be employed later. He said, after you've had a chance to get to know us and to get used to working with us, and you get a level of comfort in working intergalactically like this, we will be able to give you more information here, more of the bigger picture. Let's just begin, he said, to know each other better in these roles and help you get a better handle of all the goings on with this entire situation. Yeah, you know, and over the course of this last week and even today, they're definitely allowing me to get a better feel for the galactic battles happening. You know, there's fighting, there's actual fighting, like Star Wars style fighting going on right now. I am fascinated by this. I'm kind of terrified by it also. This is a big important part of what's currently happening with the ascension and with this mission here. Okay. Mantid also came in, and I had said to Mantid, who is a praying mantis insectoid being, I said, I'd really love to meet you and see you in person. It would be just amazing. And he said, actually, Shawna, you and I know each other quite well. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I just kind of went off on this. I'm like, how is this possible? How did this happen? That I'm down here on the planet, I have no recollection of any of you, and here we are like talking like this, and you say that we know each other quite well. Anyway, I kind of went off on this tangent, you know, trying to get my brain around this. And then I finally just had asked Mantid, I'm like, what else do I need to know right now? I said, that's a big open-ended question, but you know, where we're at right now, we're just getting started. Is there anything else I need to know, basically, before we wrapped up for the night? And he said, thank you, Shawna. First and foremost, please know that you are all completely loved through and through, unconditionally, no matter what you say, what you do, how you think, or what you've done in the past, or what you're going to do in the future. There's absolutely nothing you can do, nothing, that would stop us from loving you unconditionally and infinitely. I said, oh, that's so nice. Thank you. And he said, Shawna, I know that you've heard this many times, but you've signed up for a very big mission. It's taken much planning and coordination, a lot of effort to get to this point, but alas, we have arrived. He said, now that you know who and what you are, dear one, really know who and what you are, the mission changes. We bring you in deeper. We roll up our sleeves, as they say. There'll be much education, much knowledge sharing. We'll get you up to speed, dear one. There's a lot happening. We may still not be able to give you all the information about that you seek, especially when it comes to the infinite number of steps that you'll take as part of this journey. Remember that this is all for a good reason. Again, it's meaning that they can't really tell me everything that I'm going to be doing because, well, it may expose a part of the plan that shouldn't be exposed. It may derail me. It may get me off track. It may freak me out. So really, you know, they're just giving me what I need to know when I need to know it. And this has always been the case for 5 years. This is how they've done it. It doesn't make it much easier, but, you know, I've learned to trust mostly how this works. He said, Shawna, this is not for the faint of heart. He said, this will overwhelm you at times. It will be taxing at times. It will be incredibly difficult to believe at times. Truly, it will stretch you and continue to stretch you. And this, Shawna, is why your team is so big. Absolutely, this is a group effort. And he kind of went into a little bit more detail about this. Shawna, you've got to work as a team. You've got to let go of control. You've got to be able to delegate. He said everything that you've learned up to this point has prepared you for these times. So again, my background as a project manager, as an account manager, public speaking, being able to coordinate moving pieces and make a plan. all these things really that they've asked me to let go of up to this point, they're now telling me this is going to come in handy with this next phase. And he said here, while it will take focus, dedication, and tenacity, this path also requires your spontaneity, being in the moment, your flexibility. And Shawna, you have all these qualities. Okay. All right. This brings us to yesterday. Mostly just 3 hours of energy work with Melchizedek. I had humming in my chest. I was seeing visions. There would be times where it would kind of like get really, really intense, where it'd be just black and I would just be locked into this frequency. And then I'd come out of it and I'd kind of take a breath and I'd kind of stretch, maybe go to the bathroom, come back, and I'd just go right back in. And I felt these big shifts happening. It was really quite amazing, to be honest. And then at the end of that, I'd ask, I'm like, what are we doing? And they just reiterated here, deep core energy work, readying me for new information, keeping my vibrations as high as possible, preparing you on a subconscious level to receive more information that may be challenging for you. More of that. Okay. March 28th, today. It's kind of interesting. We kind of switched some gears here. Checked in with Melchizedek, and the first thing they wanted to do is talk about some new technical things that are in the works. So it wasn't about reptilians or anything. Here's what they had to say today. They said, Shawna, today we work with your scientists and engineers on new ways to imagine. Oh, I've missed part of this. Okay. Yeah, Shawna, there's some new things that are in the works right now, they said, and we want to tell you about a few of these things. I'm like, okay. So they said, Shawna, we're working with your scientists and your engineers to reimagine the driverless vehicle whereby space and time are manipulated to allow for transport that does not require a vehicle. Physical teleportation, as it has been referred to previously, is what is being developed now. Okay, so teleportation, you guys, our science fiction stuff. What Melchizedek is saying, that this is now in the works. So on the other side of the veil, they are supporting folks who are working on these things and understanding how this is going to work. They said, this requires re-knowing and reimagining the physical laws that guide your engineers and scientists to a large degree today. Shawna, this concept has been explored many times by your science fiction, and the keys to unlock the secrets of this technology are being provided now. I'm like super exciting. When they were talking about the driverless vehicles, I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, we've been working at this with very much mixed results. But yeah, they're talking about, forget the vehicle. We're gonna help you figure out how to do teleportation. Oh my goodness. They didn't give me any timing or anything, but they said this is in the works. This is Melchizedek. They said, Shawna, the teleportation discovery and implementation will represent a culmination of decades of work and will signal a major step in scientific evolution for the planet. That's kind of nice to know. And there was a second thing they talked about. Shawna, the next item is telekinesis. Related to teleportation, it's related to teleportation. However, telekinesis is more about using the power of intention to manipulate energy, which in turn allows the manipulation of physical matter. This concept has been explored by your species for thousands of years, and some have been able to successfully manipulate, move, or transform physical objects with only the power of intention. They said, what has historically been shrouded in mystery and even mocked or outright dismissed will gradually become more mainstream as specific information and knowledge continues to be seated around telekinesis. I'm like, okay. I'm like, can I ask a question, please? They said, yes. I said, I wonder about our species really being ready to be able to handle such powers as telekinesis, even teleportation, but I was talking about telekinesis. I said, it feels like humanity may not be at the level of consciousness that it needs to be at to handle this kind of skill set responsibly and not use it for harm. I said, are we ready for this skill? And they said, thank you, Shawna. They said, this aspect is also carefully guided. There will be mechanisms in place that will basically not allow this skill to be used for harm. It simply won't work. The power of intention means that on a universal level, it will be known what the person's true intention is to employ this skill. Nefarious intentions will, in essence, disable the capability to use telekinesis. I'm like, wow, okay. I said, well, how might we use this for positive means? And they said, Shawna, what this will do ultimately is be a proof point of the real and actual power of the mind, of intention. It will change the way people perceive themselves and perceive physical matter. It will usher in a whole new level of understanding of all the nature of reality, the creative force you each possess. It will be a stellar blending of science and mysticism and discovery that will help be a catalyst for change as it comes to a person's understanding of themselves as an infinitely creative source. And I was thinking about it a little bit more, and I asked another question here. I said, Melchizedek, in a free will society, how can it be that telekinesis could only be used or can't be used for nefarious reasons? How is that possible? Does that mean that somehow our free will is being usurped or thwarted at a higher universal level? And they said, Shawna, it's more about the vibration. The intentions that are negative hold a denser vibration, and the telekinesis simply will not work. The skill and the resulting success of putting telekinesis in action is based on the ability to be in a high vibration state with high vibration intentions. Okay, makes sense, actually. That made sense. Okay. And they basically said that before, but then rephrased it because I wasn't quite getting it the first time. And then it got quiet, and I'd say 15 or 20 minutes went by, and basically they just came back and said, Shawna, this is all we're able to speak about today. We will catch up with you tomorrow. I'm like, okay. So it was kind of cut off a little bit abruptly. It wasn't much, and there wasn't any energy work that was done. It wasn't like the 3 hours that we were normally spending. So today was a little bit different. So I had a one-on-one session, and then I came back and I decided to call in the lieutenants to kind of check in with them, check in about this video, and if there was anything else they wanted to add to this and what was going on. Is everything okay with Melchizedek? All right, so Max came in and said, excuse me, Shawna, the battles are ongoing and are happening in this moment. Everyone on this side of the veil, working on behalf of the light, is playing a role. We also support all of you, the boots on the ground, playing your roles. We understand that there is a lot that you do not know about these battles, and we're going to be bringing you all up to speed. Please have the team continue to be focused on love, on illuminating all that is dark on this planet with your light, holding all of existence in your unconditional love. Keep your vibrations high, knowing that the light has already won, as we all continue to be unwavering in our focus. All right, so that was basically all I had grabbed out of today's excerpt with the lieutenants. But basically they had said, yeah, we're in active battle right now. We're sharing our focus among many different areas, and it requires that we be a little bit nimble here. So anyway, that mainly encapsulates everything that I wanted to talk to you about today to get you up to speed. So it's a little bit, there's all kinds of things going on, all kinds of topics, kind of in and out of consciousness with them with this energy work. So it's definitely evolving day by day. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. We've got to take this to heart, what Max is saying here. Let's just continue to be in our place of knowing, in our center, in the holding love, basically as our everyday 24/7 focus as much as we can. I know that's not realistic. I certainly am not at my highest vibration at all times. But we've got a lot of help here. Remember, team, even if you're not hearing something, make sure that you're still asking your team for help, asking your team for support. And also don't forget to ask your team, how might you be of service? How might you be of service? And just knowing that all is divine, the light's already won, but we've got to go through these steps. Okay. That's it for now. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. Thanks for all your beautiful comments, as always, all your supportive emails. It's great to check in, and I really do miss you. So if you haven't commented before, introduced yourself, I would love to meet you. If you're one of the ones who's been watching for a long time, but maybe you don't have an account where you can comment, I'd love to see you get an account with YouTube and make a comment. I think you've got to have an account to actually make a comment. It's been a long time. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. We're on one hell of a journey, guys. We are rocking this thing. Okay, team, I'm gonna go. I love you. I love each and every one of you, and I expect to see you in about a week. All right, team. Mwah.